This is Pete Moore on Halo Talks NYC. I have the pleasure of having Austin Cohen, hailing from two towns over, Roslyn, New York, right near Westbury, Strong Island, who is now the founder and CEO of FlexIt Fitness, which is going to be a new way to consume your daily health and fitness habits. So welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Pete.
Excellent. So we know a lot of people from the city in different ventures that you've worked on, that I've worked on in the past. But why don't you take people first through your personal background, and then we'll get to the company at hand.
So from Roslyn, like you said, two towns over, but basically the same thing. So New Yorker the whole way. Actually did my undergrad and my business school here at Columbia University. So I've been in the city since I was young. Entrepreneur at heart. Spent about half my career on the investor's side, the other half my career operating early stage companies. I'm a partner and was employee zero at a big private jet company, Wheels Up, but super passionate about fitness, have always wanted to be in the fitness space. And when I saw the opportunity for FlexIt, jumped on it, and here we are now. It's a 24/7, 365 deal, and never been more pumped up.
Awesome. So talk about how you got into Health 2.0, what that was, and how that's kind of helped frame, like, one, probably your interest in this part of the category, but just in general, like what your guiding forces of what you're doing.
So I was actually a pre-med student as an undergrad, and the natural segue when deciding not to go to medical school was to stay in the health field.
Got it. So you made your mother feel like you're still utilizing that.
Somewhat. She still hopes I change career paths. So
mine too.
So I worked at a healthcare startup and quickly learned that my passion was with fitness and not medicine, and with startups and new ventures, and used that as an opportunity to transition away from the medical field and to work in the investor space. So I work with Kenny Dichter, who's the CEO of Wheels Up, and spent my time across consumer verticals, technology, entertainment, health, sports, and ultimately went into Wheels Up.
Gotcha. So you're there for 6 years?
No, I rode Wheels Up out for a few years, 2-3 years, and then on top of that, the year prior to launching.
Okay.
And then I went back to business school.
Oh, okay, gotcha. And then what was so when you graduated business school, this is the first venture?
Yes.
Got it. And what gave you the guts to say, okay, the business school's enough for me to go and just start my own venture?
I knew going into school that I wanted to spend my time focusing on something innovative in the fitness space. Personally, like I said, passionate about fitness. I've had 2 injuries from fitness, herniated discs in my neck doing deadlifts, and so committed to helping folks get healthier themselves. And I observed consumer trends over the last 5-6 years, particularly the last 3, 4, 5 years. And folks have been conditioned to consume what they want, where they want. Millennials and Gen Zers are accessing with a few clicks of their fingers, using smartphones. And we've seen that Uber, Hotel Tonight, Airbnb, Postmates. In the fitness space, you've seen that at boutiques. But owners and operators in the traditional gym space, so places with large cardio and strength training setups, haven't really catered to those consumption trends. And so I saw an opportunity in the market there, and we've built a marketing tool for clubs to cater to millennials and Gen Zers.
Mm-hmm. So as you think about what you're doing in the business model, you're trying to get health club operators and anyone that has a retail location to think differently about how they generate revenue, which at first is kind of scary, right? Because if I say, all right, if your methodology works, then basically I could be giving up my entire membership stream that I hit every month on a credit card and just hope that everybody comes in and by the minute, maybe it's worth more to me by the minute if you actually give me the traffic. Obviously, that's an extreme. But how do you counteract, like, okay, I get how your supply works and I get how you've been doing shit, but like this is like the way your customers and like the world is going to view anything. They're not going to sign up for something unless they use it, and they'll probably I'd probably overpay for something that I want now.
Exactly. So FlexIt is not a discounting service. We're not the cheapest option on the market. Everything that we do is owner operator centric. So the gyms, actually, the clubs, decide how they want to price on FlexIt. It's totally at their discretion, up to every hour of the day, every day of the week. We call that dynamic pricing.
Oh, okay.
So we really just want to layer on top of what the clubs are doing. Clubs are, they've had their business model in place. We want to help them do a little bit more of what they're doing, get more exposure, get more visibility, cater to a specific demographic, bring in some incremental money in the process, and ultimately take some new leads and convert them to members. So FlexIt's less about bringing incremental revenue to the clubs. It does, but we're really about serving as a marketing extension of our club partners.
Got it. So give me an example of, I'm a club, I charge $30 a month. It's called Pete's Fitness. Let's just say it's in Westbury, Long Island.
Let's bring it onto the platform.
Bring it back. Yeah, if I had one. You come to me and you say, hey, look, by the minute, here's what I'd recommend you charge. How does that work?
We urge clubs to think about the by the minute rate with two functions in mind. One, what's their monthly membership and how many visits would they want someone to come before it financially doesn't make sense for a user to continue coming back? And what's the day pass rate at that club? Yep. So on the hour, we usually come in under the day pass rate. But we work with clubs across the spectrum. So you mentioned $30 a month. We work with clubs that are $9.99 a month, all the way up to clubs that are over $300 a month. Mm-hmm. And it's really a matter of what's important to that club. Some clubs prioritize incremental dollars, while other clubs prioritize bringing new folks through the facilities. So UFit is a club partner of ours, very innovative, forward-thinking. We actually dropped the rates from 8 cents a minute to 1 cent a minute in Miami over the summer. So it's really up to the clubs. We cater the experience to what makes most sense for them.
So from a standpoint of how does your business model work? Are you getting a software licensing fee? Are you getting a percentage of the revenue? How's that set up?
As a business, we have had inquiries to license out our tech. We haven't done that yet, but we revenue share with our partners. So today, FlexIt doesn't cost its club partners anything. Mm-hmm. So FlexIt is fully aligned with its partners. We make money when our club partners make money. User downloads our app, goes to the facility, we share in that revenue with the clubs.
So is a club, let's take UFit as an example, because I know those guys well. Are they promoting this, or are they not promoting it to their current members because they don't want to maybe contaminate the thought process of their core revenue base, and you're out there kind of getting new people that are more conditioned towards thinking the way everyone's going to think, but they think about it now like they're the first movers on this on-demand economy?
Everything and in between.
Good answer. I guess.
So UFit's been a partner since day one. JJ Cregan, very innovative and forward-thinking there, has been an awesome partner. And with them, we've done a lot of cool things. We've done an event with a big public company. We've done a lot of email marketing. It's really up to the clubs. So some clubs work with FlexIt, set it and forget it, and some get very involved and work on co-branded marketing initiatives with us. We have some clubs where we're the exclusive non-member solution. So if you're a non-member, the only way to access that club is through FlexIt. So it's really up to the clubs. We don't want to add any lift to what they're doing. We don't change their operations. We don't change their existing infrastructure. We just layer on top and help them to do a little bit more of what they're doing.
Got it. So what would you give us an example? Maybe it's UFit of, what's the best outcomes that you've seen, or when you go and sell a new client on getting involved here and you use somebody as a reference to say, hey, look, this client got, 50 new memberships out of like people using this, or generated X amount of revenue by opening this up, or there's just more traffic in general. Like, what are some of the takeaways so far?
So, again, depends on the priorities for that club. Some clubs are simply excited by the incremental dollars, and those clubs work with us to prioritize that. Other clubs are about memberships. So we've had great instances of new membership conversions. We've had instances of bringing back folks to clubs that had previously prospected those folks, and those folks hadn't converted. To some folks, it's about the marketing exposure. They want us to email market around initiatives they're doing. We, an hour ago, blasted about a trunk show that one of our club partners is doing to
an hour ago.
Jeez.
Can't believe you're on the podcast with me, bro. You gotta be watching that.
Some partners want media opportunities. They want to get on TV, so on and so forth. So again, it's up to the club's priorities, but we're willing to make all and any of that happen, depending upon what makes most sense.
So are you also trying to create a consumer brand? Like you become a member of FlexIt, or you become like a consumer, and you own that relationship?
So FlexIt doesn't have members. We only have users. So when folks download our app, they're not paying us anything. We are fully aligned with our club partners. When folks go to the gym, individuals pay at that point. With that said, we are very focused on the branding aspect of our business. And if you open that bag over there, you'll see what I'm talking about. But we place a lot of emphasis on the importance of the look and feel of our brand and creating emotional attachment to consumers, because that's how we're going to get them going through our club partners' doors.
Cool. So talk me through, as I'm a if I'm a consumer, I go on FlexIt, I download the app, which I will do right now, and I become a user. Do I preload minutes in there? Is just like geo-targeting, like when I'm in the club and when I leave the club? How do you kind of police the usage?
All of the above. So we do have a wallet in the app. So when users download FlexIt, they create an account. At that point, users agree to our waiver, which has them agreeing to the waiver of every single club on the platform. So we've created an entirely paper-free experience for folks when they visit FlexIt Club partners, which is in line with the way that millennials and Gen Zers consume. Like Uber, it's frictionless. After that, folks can load dollars into their wallet. When someone puts dollars into their wallet, they get bonus dollars. So if you put 5 down, you get $1 for free. You put 10 down, you get 3 for free. You put 25 down, you get 10 for free. And then users draw down against that. Folks can also skip the wallet and they simply go to the gym. They pay for their time in the gym. It's all tracked via technology that we put at the front desk of our partners' facilities. It's QR code based. It's just a 5-inch by 5-inch sleek sheet of plexiglass. There's no electrical connectivity. When a user walks into a FlexIt gym, the user hits the check-in button on the app. That check-in button pulls up a camera plugin that hovers over the code. That starts a timer. The user's now paying by the minute. When the user's done working out, the user hovers his or her phone back over that mount, and that checks the user out. If the user forgets to check out, we've geo-fenced our club partners' facilities. When the user leaves the facility, the user automatically gets checked out.
Got it. That's my question. Interesting. So are you getting, what kind of comments are you getting back from people that are users of FlexIt to say, hey, thanks for letting me get in there and like not have to deal with the buying a membership, or like I was traveling, I was on vacation, I was able to get into this club without having to go through the onerous, I have to get a guest pass and I have to pay for a day pass, and then I got to fill out this form. Someone wants to give me a tour. So like, what are all the frustrations that you're taking out of the experience? And like, what are you hearing from people that say, look, this is like, I want to work out and I want to get there as quick as I can?
Yeah. Some of it is taking out frustration, but a lot of it is just catering to the way a specific demographic has been conditioned to consume.
Okay.
So folks that use smartphones, that love using apps, are people who really enjoy using FlexIt. There is that element of folks being frustrated with the process of walking into a gym, but really it's playing off of how folks 20 to 45, really 25 to 35 have been conditioned to consume. And it has created a really good, comfortable process. It helps to decrease intimidation. Going to the gym can be intimidating even if you're fit when you're going to a new gym. So we help to decrease levels of intimidation for folks. We make it more comfortable for people to walk into a gym. At the same time, we're able to help the clubs continue to do what they're doing. Users' information is pulled right into a portal, and they can then run their sales process as they typically would. We also have a in-app promotions feature at the back end of our workout. So clubs can actually promote to folks that use FlexIt as they're leaving the facility. So if a user's been there once, maybe a club pushes a half off a smoothie. But if the user's been there 2 or 3 times, maybe the club pushes no enrollment fee today or a discount off of first 2 months worth of membership.
That's great. And they're controlling that narrative, and they're basically uploading that.
Exactly.
So you got like a drep where I don't have to if I'm a club operator, I don't have to think about that. I kind of preload all that.
We make sure that the partners have minimal lift, so everything is easy and quite automated.
So what do you hear from a new health club that says, okay, I like what you're doing, I think I get it, how many users do you have in my area? Obviously, it's kind of a chicken and the egg of like, well, once I have your location on here, I can, I'll get people. So how do you kind of balance the two?
So we're actually in 20 states now. So we went live last year in January, so January of 19. So we're about 11 months new now. We're in 20 states, which has been great. The regions are clustered. So New York Metro, big region, DC Metro, big region, Florida, Texas, Arizona, Colorado is a new market that's really started to heat up of late, Illinois, California. So we're pretty clustered, but when we enter new markets, there's a ramp up. We make it exciting for partners that have entered new markets. But clubs understand that there's a ramp up, that we're a new company, we're growing quickly, and that their results are going to be different 6 months and 12 months into the program.
And just putting your entrepreneurial hat on and creating a new venture, everybody wants, not only do your users want real-time results and frictionless access, but your clubs also want to say like, okay, Austin, this is awesome. Like, tell me how I did last month. So what are some of the metrics that you use to kind of keep them intrigued and enticed with also knowing that, hey, look, there's a ramp up here, and like you might get $100 this month, but like that's not, don't look at that as like what we're going to provide here. Like you got more traffic, which creates more energy. You got more leads, which are basically free, right? Someone's paying to like walk into your club, right?
Exactly.
Instead of the opposite. You've got ancillary services that I'm going to hit on these people. So like there's a revenue per visit opportunity that wouldn't exist otherwise. So because in this health club industry, which I've been in for 20 years, it's like, well, what have you done for me this month? Like, I don't remember what happened 2 months ago, and I really don't give a shit what's going to happen next month. I need to know now. So what are some of the things that you're educating people on, and also kind of balancing the fact that like, hey, look, I just started this. There's not 1 million people in Colorado that are on FlexIt, but in a year or two, that's where we're headed.
So for partners today, they get in at no cost. We work with our partners on a cadenced marketing calendar. So when we kick off, there's marketing things that we do 2 weeks after, a month after. So our partners have the right expectations up front and understand where we're at. We process reporting on an ad hoc basis, depending upon what makes most sense for each partner. So the partner's always up to speed on where things stand. And again, every partner is different, so we handle that differently with every partner. And our team is really great about that. We get as hands-on with the partners as they want us to be and as we can. And so we're able to help control that traffic on a cadence that also makes sense for them. No one wants the doors busting open on day one of a new campaign. But generally, everyone understands how FlexIt works, I think, because we put the time in up front with our partners. And the beauty of it is it adds no lift. We can essentially turn it on right away with a partner. So feedback there has been really great. We've been onboarding gyms faster than we ever have. We just hit our 1,000th gym
nice.
this past Friday, so it's moving quickly, and looking to bring on club partners in our existing regions and new regions over the next few months. Excellent.
Well, hopefully we can be helpful in that outreach. So as a consummate entrepreneur and a founder of the business, what kind of quotes or that you either live by or like do people find you saying is like that Austin must have said that? Kind of good ones.
I learned very early on in my career that no never means no. It means not now.
Yeah,
so
I like that.
For all the clubs that aren't working with us yet, we're looking to hopefully work with you guys in the future.
Excellent. Well, congrats on what you built. It sounds like on trend, on use, makes sense. There's no flaws in the model. It's really just a matter of time to educate people, and I think that's something that entrepreneurs, typically that's the one thing that we're short on, and that we think is going to happen. Just makes sense to me. How it doesn't make sense to everyone like right at the same time as me.
There's never enough time. Really proud of our team. We work like crazy. This is true entrepreneurship. You got to be all in. It's not cliche. It requires major sacrifice. You have to treat it as your life, and this is my life. I'm committed to helping people get more fit and helping clubs do a little bit more of what they're doing. And I urge folks to take the leap if they have a great idea and live it and give it your all every day, because that's the only way it works.
Yeah. So awesome. What have you learned from going through this experiment of building this business, which it seems like it's all aligned now for success? And how do you kind of view looking at other business and say, okay, hey, that experiment, like it's just not going down the right path, or you guys just it hasn't clicked yet? How do you think about that?
Yeah, so things are clicking right now. It's great. FlexIt's on an awesome path, and we're really pumped up. But I urge entrepreneurs you have to be open to pivoting, and you have to recognize that trends change, the market changes. So there's things that are different about FlexIt today than they were a year ago that we've learned and incorporated into what we're doing, and constantly keeping your head on a swivel and figuring out new ways to adjust to the feedback that the market's giving you is critical for entrepreneurs. And there's definitely a point that can come where people have to say, if it's just not working, then maybe I should take things in a different direction. But before getting to that point, you need to be open to making small pivots and changing the way that you're approaching the market. Because if you don't do that, then the point of having to just move on will probably come quicker.
Yeah. Great. So in closing, congrats on what you built. Look forward to helping out on bringing on new clients and clubs and boutiques. And I guess the theme here is you got to be all in. And when you're all in, good things happen. So thanks for helping change the world and create the Halo sector even larger than it is today.
Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thanks, man.